In this video, I'll talk about the basic accessories that you need for your Lumix G85 for your church live streaming and recordings. What's up guys, my name is Sam from Live Production Tips and Tools and welcome to my channel. If you have purchased the Lumix G85 or you're thinking of buying one for your church live streaming or recordings and you're wondering what kind of accessories do you need for you to get started with live streaming and recordings, in today's video I'm gonna be answering that question, okay? So without taking much time, let's get right into it. So when you buy this camera, depending on the kit that you get, my kit came with a 12 to 60 mm lens, and it came with obviously the battery already inside, and that's pretty much it. Obviously the charger as well, which I don't have here, but yeah, it came with the charger. So that's almost enough for you to start live streaming or recording, except you need few things. Let's start with recording. For you to record, you're gonna need an SD card, okay? Just to let you know, I'm gonna put links down below for everything that I'll talk about. But the SD card that I've been using on most of my Lumix cameras, I've got the G85, and I've been using as well the Lumix G7. Is this SanDisk 128 gig. I use 128 gigs because first of all, it's not that expensive, it's very cheap, and it's a decent size for what I do. So I don't want to have, most of the time if you record in 4K, you don't want to have something that like you record maybe for 1 hour or 2 hours and then the card is finished. So I think 128 gig is a decent size for an SD card, and actually you pay cheaper by buying a card like this, because you'll find a 64 gig card is almost the same price. So why not go for 128? So basically the SD card goes in here. So I'm just gonna do it. There you go. So the second thing you will need, if you be using this camera most of the time for recordings, it comes with one battery, which is this kind of battery. You may need to grab few more batteries, maybe 2 more batteries, especially because you don't want the camera, kind of die on you when you're recording and you don't have a spare battery, okay? So I would say go ahead. You don't have to buy the Lumix original batteries. Most of the time there's some other brands that will sell you the same thing. Personally, I haven't tried any other brand because most of the time if I'm live streaming, I don't use the battery, I use the AC adapter, and I only use the battery for like, just small recordings here and there. But if you think you're gonna be recording using this camera, yes, make sure you grab few more batteries. You're gonna need some sort of tripod or monopod, or like anything, or a gimbal, depending on how you're going to use this camera. If you're using it for church recordings, most of the time I would say just a normal tripod would do. So you're gonna need that as well. I don't have a tripod here right now, but obviously you're gonna need the tripod. Then if you go to live streaming now, you're gonna need an HDMI cable, very important, because you need to be able to connect this camera to a capture card. If you're using ATM Mini, or any other capture card that you may be using. I've been personally using the ATM Mini, so it works well, and you're gonna need that to connect through an HDMI cable, okay? So this camera uses a micro HDMI cable, as you can see, And what you're gonna need is a cable like this. Obviously, this is just to show you what it looks like, but one end is gonna be a cable like this, a micro HDMI, and the other end is gonna be a full-size HDMI. So this is gonna connect to the camera like this. Boom. Yeah, so it's gonna connect to the camera like this, and the other end will go to your capture card. So obviously you're gonna need a longer cable depending on the distance where you're shooting or you're live streaming from, and that should be it. If you want, you can always buy a longer cable with 2 ends full-size HDMI, okay, and buy a small adapter that will adapt the camera, make the micro HDMI to full-size HDMI. That would be another option as well, okay? Especially the reason would be if you think that cable is gonna be shared sometimes with other stuff or other cameras that don't have micro HDMI. So it would be a good idea to have a cable that can work on either camera and have just a small adapter that will adapt your camera, make it, turn it into a full-size HDMI. Okay, so other than that, the last thing that I just talked about, obviously, is this power adapter or AC adapter, which is something that will help you to connect your G85 to power, especially for live streaming, okay? So if you're live streaming for longer hours, you don't want to rely on the actual battery from the camera. I think it's better you rely on something like an AC power. So you need to kind of get this dummy battery. This dummy battery comes with the AC adapter. So I'll put a link down below for you guys to, if you need to go get it from Amazon. I've been using this brand and it's been working well for me. So all you need is to just plug this little dummy battery, just put it in as if you were putting the battery in. And the best thing I love about Lumix is this: they give you an option. Actually, they leave a small door out, so you put your cable through like this, like so, okay, and yep, you just leave it open and you close the battery door, okay. And this, obviously, the camera will be mounted on the tripod, and this is going to connect to your power adapter like this, okay, simple. And the other end will connect to the power, okay. So that's it. Just give you an example. I have one that is already connected, so I'm just gonna plug it right now, and just as you can see, just plug it and turn on the camera to see if it will turn on. And as you can see, the camera is on, okay. So as you can see, there's no battery icon here because the battery is the camera is using some AC power. So now, if you want to be a little extra fancy like me, you probably want to capture different angles and stuff, or you're buying this camera as your B cam, not your A cam. Maybe you may think of investing in lenses, okay? This lens that comes with this kit is a zoom lens. It's great. It's gonna be good for your wide angles / medium shots, okay? But if you need some close-up, some close-up angles, or some like blurry background kind of thing, I would say you need to invest in lenses that will do that. This is an example of this is a Rokinon lens. It's not a micro four thirds, so I have an adapter for it. So I use it on my GH5s, but it's just to give you an example. It's a 50 mm and it's 1.4. aperture, maximum aperture. So if you buy something like this, will help you kind of get those angles where you need like close-ups with a blurry background. If you don't want to spend a lot of money, you can invest in a small lens like this. This is a 35 mm, okay? It's a micro four thirds, so it will attach directly to the camera. You won't need to buy any adapter. Let me just show it to you and just show you an example. See, so as you can see, I'm able to attach the lens directly to the camera and without needing to buy any adapter. And if you can see the lens itself, it's a 35 mm lens and the company is called Meike. So this lens costs under $100. This is one of the cheapest lenses you can get. And I've been using this lens. I have two of them. I'm actually using the 25 mm brother shooting this video, and they work well. So if you don't want to spend a lot of money and you need something that will give you a nice depth of field, as you can see, my background is kind of blurry. In church environment is even better when there's enough distance between you and the background. There's another lens from Panasonic, which is a 25 mm 1.7. I'll put it on the screen as well for you guys so you can see what it looks like. And that's another lens that would suggest that will work well with this camera. Other than that, if you filming far away from the stage and you want to get some depth of field or the blurry background with the portrait style kind of angle, then there's some other lenses that you can invest in, some telephoto lenses that you can invest in. Most of them will be a little more expensive, but depending on the look that you're going for, it may be worth it. So be creative, go ahead and assess, know what you need and what you want to do with this camera. Again, feel free if you have any question, if you need me to help out, maybe guide you, put in the comment down below. I'll be more than happy to help you. Make sure you stay tuned because I'll be doing a lot of videos about these cameras. I'll be shooting few stuff just to show you what it looks like in the church environment as well as outside environment. So make sure you stay tuned and subscribe if you haven't subscribed to my channel. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on my next video. Take care.